I published a game, but it's a website. And it worked quite well, which is creating some kind of internal conflict in my head. So here's the story. So early this year, I had the idea of an educational mobile game. The setting was medieval times in Luxembourg, because in Luxembourg we have quite a few castles and the entire city is basically a fortress. So I thought, okay, maybe I could make a cool game about that thing. And the plan was basically to make a free tool that covers some of the educational aspect and release this for free. And the goal of that tool would be to build an audience and build kind of a hype around that educational tool that I will show you later on, and hopefully get people interested in the upcoming game. I didn't want to just make the game without being sure that people would be interested in that kind of educational content, like a mix of educational content and games. This is always a tough thing to create, so I wanted to validate first if that would really be working or not. Make the free tool, then make the game, and then that's it. We plan, we ship, and then I iterate upon it. So I made the website in 3 months, all of it. The front end, the back end, the database, deployment, analytics, all deployed on some server, and it works quite well. Then I started doing micro ads. So very tiny budget over a very long time, and I did with Facebook ads, and it worked really well. The CPC is insanely low, and I'm pretty happy about this strategy. I might try it also for real, let's say, mobile games later on. But this is quite interesting. So the response for this website has been pretty awesome, and the usage have been growing in pretty much a good way. So at the same time that I developed the website, the planning for the mobile game was in progress, and I discovered a lot of issues. There was too many features, the gameplay was not clear, so the focus was not where it should be, because you try to balance educational and gameplay or fun, and that's pretty tough to do. And the unique value proposition was also unclear. So in other words, it was a total mess, right? So the free tool that was meant to promote the next game works really well, and the next game is a total mess. So this next game is basically stopped. I'm not going to do it anymore. And since the tool works so well, I'm going to develop the tool further and make it a standalone game by itself on the web, because right now it is on the web. And that's one of the takeaways. Websites can also be games. Game development is just about game engine, Unity or Unreal or anything else, and then make a game and push it on a store. It can be any kind of experience that you provide to the player. It can be physical, it can be digital, anything. A website is also among of those things. And it's still something that works very much well. But one thing I really wanted to share with everybody developing any kind of game or any other product is that you learn so much from shipping quickly and then updating your game or your app or your website regularly. Like, I understand that games take a lot of time, and sometimes you need 1 year or 2 years until you reach a state that can be shown. But I think that you should try to reduce the time that you are able to go into market to a minimum possible. Because the amount of knowledge you gain from people playing your game is really invaluable. And this saves you so much time, because you get real feedback of what works, what doesn't work, what you should add, what you should remove, what you should double down on, and so on. This is really something invaluable. So the conflict I talked about earlier is, well, I like this product a lot, this website, because it works and I'm really fast at web development. So that's great. But I also miss 3D. I miss a lot doing 3D. I miss a lot doing Unity and game development overall. So I like to do many things. I like to do too many things. And I think that's a plague that many game developers have. Makes many game developers feel tired or burned out because they want to do everything. And it's just the same amount of time for everybody. So if you want to do many things, you need, to duplicate yourself, either through building up a team or outsourcing or hiring people or whatever, or just doing less. So I think every game developer goes through that period of doing too much and having to choose what's your focus. So that was, and the other point I wanted to touch on is the importance of planning. The current situation is completely different than what I have initially planned. But if I hadn't do the planning of, okay, I'm going to build this free tool, then I'm going to start developing a 3D game, and this free tool is going to support the game, and so on and so on, I would not be in the situation I'm in right now. And I might have been in actually a worse place, because I would be thinking maybe, well, I don't need a plan, I'll just open Unity and start hammering on the keyboard and make this medieval game. That would end very badly. I would still be here developing this game, and it would go nowhere with no deadline inside or no release date inside. The more time we invest in a product, the harder it is, I mean, for you emotionally, to cancel it. So this is why I often say to try to move as fast as possible, because if something you feel doesn't work, you pivot, you improve it, you do whatever you need to do to fix things. And you should not feel bad if you throw things away or an entire game away. Overall, a big learning process. No one knows how to make good games. From other videos in the past weeks, you saw publishers have no idea how to do what good games are. Game developers don't know what these good games are. It's a lot of intuition, it's a lot of feelings, just believing and doing something, and then you see. And if you stubbornly stay into something that you get from the market told, well, this is not good, it's not working, no one plays it, well then that's on you. But if you can bring something out to the people as fast as possible and get that feedback, be it positive, then you know you're on a good way. But yeah, for doing that, you have basically to move fast. And a little bit of planning goes really a long way, just to stay on track. And it's not really to stay on track, it's just to keep moving forward. And you will always derail, you will always go a bit left, a bit right. Now I'm pretty much on one direction than I initially planned, which is totally fine, because the path is still good to work on. So you only really learn things from your game or your product when you ship. It's really, really crazy. I was never thinking it would be so crazy as it is like that. So put your game in players' hand, even if it's just a 10-minute experience of your game, and get that feedback. The faster you do that, the faster you will learn what your game really needs in every aspect, from bug fixing to tweaks to balancing. It's this is your focus. Bring the game out to people to play. Hey, if you like this video, you might also like the next video, which is up here, talking about another big problem that game developers have and what you can do about it. So yeah, it's this way. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Go work on your game.